So I remember watching the trailer for Far Cry New Dawn. I watched it within a day of its release. I had my PlayStation fired up on one of my TVs, and I had on my other monitor, I had YouTube pulled up. So I could only hear audio coming out of the TV that my PlayStation 4 was on. So I had no audio coming through for the trailer. And I've watched about maybe 20 seconds of the trailer, and I'm looking down beneath the video, and I noticed the like-dislike ratio is really off. It's about 60% likes, 40% dislikes. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to hit a point in this trailer in a second where there's going to be some weird cheesy dialogue, or the villain's going to pop out, and, you know, it's going to be some clown or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that nobody can get behind. I was like, surely that's what's going to happen in the video, and that's what's causing the like to dislike ratio to be off. I was also noticing the crazy color palette that they had, a lot of pinks and purples, and there was flowers everywhere, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's the problem. Maybe people aren't just, you know, digging the color palette, right? We finally get to the villains, they're revealed, and I'm like, well, that's not that bad. They're not some crazy clowns or nothing like that. It's female villains, and they're twins, so maybe that's the problem. Maybe people are just having an issue with the fact that it's not a male villain anymore, it's just females. Maybe that's it. Get to the end of the trailer, go down into the comments. I don't see any of that. What I see is some complaints about the fact that it's a sequel to Far Cry 5, but it feels like a DLC. In fact, when I was watching the trailer, I said to myself, oh, this must just be a DLC. So even I thought that. But did it enrage me enough to get so upset that I would boycott the game? Because that's what the YouTube comments were stating. Oh, it should have been a DLC. They should have advertised it as a DLC. So I'm not buying the game, this, that, and the other. People are upset that it's $40 US. I don't know if at the time the trailer dropped, maybe nobody knew what the price of it was going to be. Maybe they thought it was going to be $60. I don't know. I didn't really go online and look. I just watched the trailer. The question is whether you want to buy it at all. If you want to buy it at some point because you're intrigued by where they're going to take, I think it's like 17 years after Far Cry 5. If you're just curious to maybe see some old locations and how they look now and meet some old characters that survived and stuff like that, and you think it's worth $40, then pay for it. Buy it for $40. If not, just wait. You don't have to buy it on the first day. Nobody's putting a gun to your head saying you got to buy this game on day one. If you think $40 is too high, then just wait a couple of months or 3 months or whatever. It'll hit a flash sale, or you can buy it on eBay from somebody who's selling their copy for, you know, a cheaper price because it's used or whatever. Just pay whatever you want to pay for it when you feel like the value is there for you. You know what I mean? And when it comes to the reskin stuff, I don't have a problem with them using the same assets and logos and stuff like that they used in the Far Cry 5 game. All that stuff is irrelevant to me, guys. In my opinion, these games lives and dies on the villain. Really, that's what it is. I can't remember the last time that I've seen improvement with the gameplay from Far Cry games, right? I mean, I remember back in the day when they finally invented the whole fire system where the fire would actually, you know, you shoot fire at this barrel and it blows up, and then it attaches itself to a building, and then it gets on your arm, and that stuff was amazing, right? But since then, I don't really see any advancements with the gameplay. I don't see any really advancements with the Assassin's Creed franchise either until you get to Origins. When Origins came out, they kind of, you know, looked into doing like XP and leveling up and stuff like that. But then when Odyssey came out, well, it's just a carbon copy of you know, Origins, right? Nothing's really improved. And now you got to think, well, what are the next 5 Assassin's Creed games going to be? Probably going to be an XP based, you know, repeat of Origins and Odyssey, right? That's just how Ubisoft develops games. We should all know this by now. It shouldn't be like a shocker that they would do something like this. I don't know. I'm not as the trailer didn't really, it wasn't as polarizing for me as I guess it was for some of you guys. I just looked at it as, okay, I thought it was a DLC, but it's not. Okay, how much is it? It's $40. Okay, I can dig that. It's not full price. I get it. It's a little $20 discount because they're doing some reskins and some, you know, using some of the same textures and stuff. But there is a different villain. Apparently, Joseph Seed might have something to do with this as well, because he was teased at the end, so we're gonna get to see him again, and I thought he was a good villain. My biggest concern is that it's buggy and glitchy, because it is coming out fairly quick. That's my main thing, but we'll see how that goes. That's always an issue when it comes to open world games and games that come out so fast. We got a hint of that with Fallout 76. People who played that game, I knew that was going to be a buggy mess the day they announced it because of the online multiplayer. That's always been a buggy franchise anyway. So really, that's my main concern for Far Cry New Dawn. But you guys let me know what you think about that in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Be good.